The fascinating answer was the guy saying that it's not in the public good for this to get out. Because the big speculation, there's a bunch of big speculations, but the big one has always been that we were genetically engineered. I mean, that's something that Zecharia Sitchin talked about. And
so speculating right now, just speculating, because it's driving me crazy. What do you think, if this is true, we're just saying if this is true, if we're being visited by something, what could be so powerfully devastating that these keepers of the secrets have literally, all of them, pretty much stopped at the same place and talking with me and George, which is like, I am not for disclosure on this. There's something they're not telling us that is so heavy.
But it also could be the genetic engineering thing, because there's a weird thing with human beings and lower primates. The lower primates are all still around, you know, and there was a bunch of different kinds of humans that didn't make it, you know, Neanderthal and Denisovan, and there's a bunch of other ones that they keep discovering new ones. But, God, there's a giant leap between us and the other primates, a weird one. Real weird. We vary so wildly in terms of how we look. We vary so wildly in the environments that we can live in. We have hyper intelligence in comparison to everything else that's on the planet, like giant leaps above in terms of our ability to manipulate our environment. We're not like anything else. Now, if we start seeing them, you know, if they're like hovering over Los Angeles and they're undescribable and they rocket off into insane speeds and smaller crafts come out of the mothership, and if that kind of shit happens, that would get real weird. That would get real weird real quick, and that could lead to chaos. That could absolutely lead to chaos. And if we somehow or another had proof that, you know, maybe we are some sort of a science project or some product of genetic engineering, or maybe the human farm thing is real, that they literally created us to try to get us to do things here or to try to recreate souls, which is like a very bizarre thought, you know, that the soul is a thing that we carry around, and that there's some sort of value to having so many souls.
This is my gateway drug into UFOs was John Lear. And first time I sit down with him, you know, he's like got this big cigar and he's looking at me and he's like, we're all property. We're property. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he was talking about how the aliens saw us as kind of like a wine, and our bodies are containers, and our souls are being matured as like a commodity.
Matured, like, is a soul of an intelligent person more valuable than the soul of a dummy? What does that mean in terms of like aging our souls, maturing our souls?
Maybe through experience, you know, like hardship experience, love, joy, like maybe.
Wow.
I'm just talking crazy right now, but this is I can do the John Lear. John would say every experience you have in life is what makes your soul mature. From your joy and your love to your hate and your anger, live without envy, hate, or greed. That's my John Lear impression. Yeah, he was
it makes sense. If your soul is ultimately a representation of who you are and how you stand in life, it would make sense that would be fortified by your life experiences, and it would make it stronger, like everything else, you know, like your life experiences make you wiser. If the soul's a real thing, you know, the more value you put into the world, the better you behave, the nicer you are, the more you learn to be honest and truthful, all the different things that we hold up as high qualities for human beings, it would make sense that would like enrich your soul. You know, that's I mean, it's a fascinating idea, but what's terrifying is that if we're a commodity, then, you know, we're like beef cows that are eating all the grass that we want because it's valuable for them to get fat. You know, that the chaos on this planet is actually engineered to ensure more rich souls.
You guys should talk about that.
Yeah,
he likes
I know some people that have been pretty far up the food chain that believe that there is mass manipulation of human affairs on a global scale for reasons that we can't understand.
And mass manipulation by humans or non-humans?
Non-humans, manipulating humans by non-humans. to do things that they want us to do. There are some
Like what
theories,
kind of things specifically?
War, for example.
Really?
There's what's it called? The Gods of Eden. A guy named William Bramley, an attorney, sets out to write a book about the causes of war. And everywhere he goes throughout human history, he finds evidence of some kind of a exterior manipulation of human affairs, that they somehow benefit from us killing each other on a massive scale. William Bramley, Gods of Eden.
And what is the speculation? Like, what could it be that they would how would they benefit? Does he say?
Maybe it's souls. Maybe releasing souls so that they can recycle them. I don't know. It's been 25 years since I read that book, but it's worth a read.